Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna take a look at the most expensive JRPGs for the PS2. Obviously with North American release, and obviously used copies complete in box. Not necessarily loose, not necessarily new. Just used, good condition, complete in box, as usual. And well, I have something to clarify first. When I do these videos, I usually do not cover special editions or limited editions, collector's editions or whatever. But here's a special case. Here it is. These two games, Growlancer Heritage of War, which is Growlancer 5, and Wild Arms 5, these North American releases do not have standard edition. If you go to Wikipedia, you will find out that there's allegedly a standard edition of Wild Arms 5, but I have never seen it, and I don't think it exists, but whatever. I have seen people selling just the game, I mean, with in-box, with manual, with the disc, but not with this box, and not with the art book. And these loose, it goes for around $80. Just the game, without this box and the art book. Wow, $80. And here, like I have it here, right here, like this, it's $100. For $20, you get a better deal, I believe. And maybe you can find it for less. I checked on eBay today, and it was around $90, 80 something. So for maybe less than $10, you get the complete special 10th anniversary edition. What's the point of getting only the loose version, right? But anyway, I can't exactly cover this game because it is a special edition. This is the only edition that exists, and that is the current price nowadays. And Growlancer Heritage of War is exactly the same situation. It belongs to a limited edition that goes for around $100, between $80 and $100. I don't have that. I got this loose, but as you can see, there's nothing on the back but an image where there should be an explanation of the game, blah blah blah, and images, right? That is because this copy belongs to that limited edition. There is no standard edition. And like this, loose with manual and good condition, and the disc, it goes for $30, I believe, maybe a little more, $40. But the limited edition, the real and only edition of this game, North American one, it goes for $80 to $100. And I just put Suikoden 5 here because I know a lot of you are going to say that this is one of the most expensive. Not yet. Yes, it goes for around $70, maybe $80, maybe less. I've seen it for less, for $60. But I just wanted to put it there like an honorable mention. But nope, guess what? There are more expensive JRPGs than Suikoden 5. Let's take a look. MS Saga. This is a game that is slightly more expensive than Suikoden 5, which is why it made it to the list. It goes for around $65 to $80. I've currently, for the past few weeks, I haven't seen this game for 60 something. Maybe it is right now on eBay, and I think this is a game that's always been for the past few months on the $80 range. And this is a game that I clearly remember like 5 years ago. It was a $20 game. It was $20 for a mint condition complete in box copy of this game. $20. So over the past few years, it has gone up every single year. And now it's $80. Wow. What kind of game it is? It's a turn-based RPG. Yes, it's a hidden gem. It's a solid title. It's a good game. It's not great, but it's good. And this is what bothers me sometimes the most about rare games, rare and expensive games, that some of them are just not that good, at least not in my opinion, and they go for outrageous prices everywhere you go. So MS Saga is not outrageous nowadays, not yet at least, but $80 for an okay turn-based RPG? I don't know, man, I wouldn't pay that, but maybe there are a lot of people who really like this game, and they will be willing to pay $80 for a copy of it. Next is Khemia 2, Fall of Alchemy. This is yet more rare and more good, better in my opinion than MS Saga. And as far as I'm concerned, this game has always been expensive because it was one of the very last JRPGs to be released for the PS2, if not one of the last video games to be released for the PS2, and that was back in 2007. Ever since I can remember, it's not always been $80. It was $60 before, $50, $40, and it has gone up in price every single year, but as far as I remember, this has always been rare and expensive, relatively speaking. So Khemia 2, this is a great JRPG, again a hidden gem, and a pretty underrated title in my opinion. It's a really good game, $80. Next, Steambot Chronicles. Again, this is yet another game that as far as I remember, it's always been expensive. Obviously when it first came out, maybe after a year or two, it was like a $15 to $20 game, but it went up in price pretty fast. I have been a reseller for the past 9 years, and ever since I started reselling, this game has always been expensive. Again, it wasn't back then around the $80 to $100 range, but nowadays it's an $80 to $85 game. A lot of people are selling this game usually for $100. Oh yeah, but if you're lucky, I was lucky today to find it for $85 or maybe less, $80. But yeah, between $80 and $100. Now, is this a good game? Yes, it is. This is a pretty solid title. Again, it's a hidden gem. And it's a pretty underrated game as well because it has just a lot of variety, a lot of things to do. It's not just a mecha action RPG, nope. This game offers huge variety of gameplay mechanics, and I strongly suggest you check it out, but for that price, I don't know, man. Up to you. Xenosaga III. Well, I get the feeling you knew this was gonna be on the list. It's always the same. Most of the time when companies release the third game in the series or the final game in the series, that particular game always goes up in price every single year. It becomes rare because it's the end, it's the best of the three, or whatever, many different reasons. But the thing is that it's sort of like a cliche that always happens, The third game, the final, the conclusion in the series, it's always the most expensive of them all. And yes, Xenosaga III usually goes for around the same price as Steambot Chronicles, so it's sort of like a tie. They both go for around $80 to $100. I think Xenosaga III is more sought after and a little more rare when it comes to prices than Steambot Chronicles. It's a better game in my opinion, but that's just me. And usually you find this game for no less than $100. I was lucky today to find it for less than that. But that's the trending price, for so to say, $100 for this excellent masterpiece. Wild Arms Alter Code F. This game is a remake of the very first Wild Arms, and guess what? It's a great remake. And it had a very limited print run, and this game, as some of the others I've covered in this list, has always been really rare and really expensive. Usually this game goes for around $70, maybe less, if it doesn't have the bonus disc. So if you want a complete in-box edition of this game, you will find it for no less than $100. That's the price, maybe more. I think I'm exaggerating. I think it's more expensive. I looked into it and it was like $120, $115. But maybe if you're lucky, you're gonna find it complete in box with the bonus disc for $100. But if you don't care about the bonus disc and only want to collect the game with the manual and the disc in good condition, I think you can find it for $70 or maybe less if you're lucky. But complete in box, $110. And last but not least, oh my god, Dot Hack Quarantine. I can't believe this game has gone up in price to this outrageous stage. I mean, I don't think you can find this game for less than $100, but it's always been, for the past few months, or ever since last year, $120 to $150. This is the holy grail of the PS2 when it comes to JRPGs, my friends. This is the holy grail for JRPGs. Dot Hack Quarantine, the fourth and final part of the Dot Hack series. A little underrated in my opinion. And these are games that are great. I don't think they're that great. They're good, they're solid. But I don't know, man, I wouldn't pay the price this game goes for around nowadays, and I deeply regret having sold my collection because I used to have all 4 titles in mint condition and I sold them for kill me for $30. That was a long time ago, that was like 5 years ago, but it still hurts. It still hurts. The other games are not that expensive. Infection, for example, which is the first one, goes for around $20 or less. Mutation, it's a little more, like 25, maybe 30. Outbreak, $40, maybe 50 if you want to exaggerate. But this guy here, $150, man, that's insane. That is insane. I can't believe this game has gone up in price so goddamn much. You know how a lot of YouTubers and gamers and people from this community are always saying, this is the time to collect for the PSP, this is the time to collect for the PS3 and blah blah. I am not sure right now I could say this is the time to collect for the PS2 because as you saw, a lot of games are already on the $50 to $60 range and beyond and up that. 60, 70, 80, 100 and 150 like Quarantine. So no, I think this is the time to collect JRPGs for the PS2, but all of those who are in the $30 to $40 range and below, beyond over than that, over that is amazing. I mean, if you have the money to pay $60 or $70 or $80 for each one of your games, which are not the majority of JRPGs nowadays for the PS2, but pretty close, go ahead, collect them. But in my opinion, I think the time to collect for the PS2 is kind of over. I mean, half of its library is going to be expensive. Not as expensive as the PS1 library or Super Nintendo, but expensive nonetheless. It's getting there. Get these games while you still can, because tomorrow they're all gonna go for $100. Oh yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time.